This year as well, been growing loads of kales. You can see loads of kales here. That's a fancy japonica cutting, but most of it's all kales here. And it's the first year I've really gone for it with kales, and it's all to do with John Kohler, and thought I'd try it. I've tried brassicas in the past, but always had the pigeons eating it. So now I've grown brassicas, all these kales, in bottomless pots, which as you can see raise them up above the ground a bit, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult for the pigeons, or wood pigeons that is, to wipe them out basically. Obviously put like canes around them, and I've also been spraying them with garlic spray as well, just to stop the wood pigeons. And yeah, really happy with the brassicas this year. Another major project I've done this year is the raised bed area, and there's actually got this raised bed down here, which is a few inches above the soil line, and I'm growing in here some broad beans, spring onions, some rocket seeds are thrown in, and some other bits and bats. And at the top got some self-seeded purslane on a secondary raised bed there. So you got raised bed area there being supported by these bottomless pots here, and then another raised bed on top of the raised bed, this wooden structure here. I just did that because the wood cost me everything cost me £1 to make that, and the rest of the raised bed was £0. And you can look back on previous videos. If you just type in raised bed, you can see how I constructed it, and ideas for the soil as well. And the soil structure I've based on a forest floor, so hopefully that'll mean less watering for next year as well. Trying to sort out all this area as well to perpetuate a lot of the food, so there's like lots of purslane growing amongst here. We've got a larger area now where I don't need to look after it, so we've got the blueberry bushes here in the bottomless pots. So we've got 4 of them here. Then we've got some brambles and tayberries and blackberries as well. Loads of currant bushes, red currants, white currant bushes, all around this area. And then in between we've got these giant sea kales, cranberry cordifolia. So we've got a few of them going on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if this one lives, 6, which means I won't need to do hardly any watering or management of this area. And at the front some strawberries as well. So when the giant sea kale takes over a bit, once it gets to about 2 foot high, I'll start hacking it and eating it and letting the new leaves come up and rejuvenate itself. If you don't hack it and eat it, it'll get about 7 foot tall, possibly more with the seed pods above it. But I'm after eating it, so you know, once the leaves get probably like 2-3 times the size of this and up here, yeah, I'll just hack that away. But I'm really happy with this area here, and it just means you know, looking after it minimally. And underneath all these bottomless pots, there's a little pocket of whoops, that's windy, is that? There's a little pocket of water retaining crystals, so I need less watering as well. So the whole idea next year is as minimal work as possible, and this area here will go a long way to achieving that. To retain the area here, or to make it more like a forest floor, what I've done is planted loads of little bushes here and some trees at the back, and the idea is when the leaves fall down, or when I grab some leaves in the garden and throw them in here, they'll be retained by the bushes all the way around there, and it'll just stop them blowing away. And eventually, once rot down a little bit, the worms will come up and drag them down into the soil, and improve the soil structure, and also the soil won't need as much watering for next year and throughout winter hopefully as well. We've also done this structure here, which is for the we've got broad beans underneath at the moment, and then this structure here, this little pyramid, is for the runner beans next year. And then as you can see, there's a little rope that attaches to the larger structure here, so I'll be able to get loads of runner beans there. And once the broad beans have all finished, I'll probably put marrow or courgette plant there, one in that corner, maybe one there, a couple here, one there, one over there, and see how it does next year. I think the problem I did with the marrows this year was that I planted them all together. I think I should have spaced out, maybe like planting some out in beginning of June, some at the end of June, and maybe some right at the end of July, just to extend the season a bit. And the same with the runner beans. I think I should have planted them out in beginning of June and end of June, and then would have been cropping a bit later now instead of just packing them all down. But you know, it's just I was away quite a bit, so that's the best I could do. But it's a shame I didn't get some plant starts or something, and would have been reaping the rewards right now, because I didn't expect the summer to be so good near the end. On this section of the garden, been planting loads of, or splitting up the rhubarb to make more of it. Most of it is the Tipperary early variety, so I'll be harvesting that end of February, beginning of March next year. Got some rocket grown in between the areas here, and every time you see a little red marker here, that's just to tell me where there isn't any rhubarb or anything where I shouldn't be planting. So I know, like next year, if I do have like loads of kale or possibly other plants or shrubs or whatever I want to plant into this area, thinking, right, I can plant there, that's fine. Because once the rhubarb dies back, you don't want to be sticking your spade or your garden spike through their root system. And this just helps me right now while the rhubarb is in leaf. I can see exactly where to plant next year if I wanted to. Also, the other areas that I know I can plant is where these ropes are, and these are for the runner beans. So next year I've just got 1, 2, 3 here, and normally we've got a lot more. But I'll let more light into this area next year and hopefully get some more rhubarb. And the other places I've got the runner beans is what I showed you there. And there's enough runner bean space there for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the back as well, the wigwam, 7, 8, 9, and then the 2 stakes there, so that's 10, 11, so 11 there plus another 3 is 14, and then probably get a couple more runner beans maybe down here as well if I want. We'll see, but I'm happy either way. But what I might do is plant the early runner beans here, because this stops getting as much light later on in the season, but they can reach the top by then, and then plant the later ones mid or late June into this area here. The other structure I made this year was this raised bed area at the back, and this is just made out of 2 wine crates stuck on top of each other, and backfilled with garden soil right to the top, and a little bit of compost mixed in. And then in each one I've got 3 cottages kales, and cottages kales are a perennial, and hopefully these will get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger before winter sets in, and they'll provide me with a lot of food for next year. I might even let one of these boxes just go to seed, like maybe like these 3 plants go to seed here, and then harvest off the rest of them. And this area has been protected by a bit of plastic and wood mesh, and that's just to stop the squirrels and pigeons getting in. And then down here again, a little protection from a little bit of metal frame there. That's from one of those cheap plastic greenhouses. And down here we've got some onions and winter purslane growing, and here's some lamb's lettuce and some more onions. And on the side of these raised bed areas we've got these bricks here, which will retain the heat during the day and then let the heat out, and then hopefully I'm going to benefit in winter for a longer growing season with its heat coming off. And these raised beds here, there's a lot of organic material that I put in only a few weeks ago, and they'll slowly rot down over winter and provide some extra heat. And these, if you look up hotbeds and Roman gardening, you should find some information on that. So I'm hoping that'll just extend the season again. This year some of the new plants that I've got in we've got this one here, which is the strawberry tree. Got a cutting of the strawberry tree there. Obviously all the kales are all new to me. We've got a few extra blueberries, between 50p and £2 I paid for them, and one of the blueberries was grown from seed by myself. That's not produced anything yet, hopefully next year. As regards structures, we've got the ornamental beehive that I've made into it's a usable bumblebee hive now. And as regards any other plants or trees, I think we've got this apple tree is new. The green gauge was new last year, end of last year, and this one here is this is a nectarine tree, and this is new as well. And this apple tree here is not new, but that's one that I've grown from seed, but hasn't produced any fruit yet. I'm hoping that next year's the first possible chance I've got, but it's more likely to be the year after that. And see what those apples are like. And trying to think if there's anything else new apart from the kale, the sea kales, and a couple of trees. It's all relatively the same, just moved around and different ideas, and a lot of planting, which is going to mean a lot less watering. So the kales and sea kales are quite drought tolerant. Especially the sea kales, and you know, some of the trees up there, so like the gauges, the apple and the peach, and this, oh sorry, not peach, nectarine, and this apple here won't need much watering because this is going to be like a forest floor type of area. The black currants and all the currants in the back there won't need any watering because they're basically not getting any full sun, hardly at all, so the soil stays just damp all the time. The established trees at the back don't really need much watering or any at all. The only ones that probably need watering are the blueberries if it's very dry, so this one here and a few here. Hopefully they'll be alright. And this pear as well, this was new as well this year, this pear tree here. That might need occasional watering because soil structure is not too good there, I need to sort that out. And that plum as well. That nectarine there might need occasional watering, and that apple tree, but not that plum, for some reason it dries out a lot more there. And that apple tree should be alright now. It was drying out, but I moved the tree that was there, there's that green gauge there, so I moved all that around. I'm really happy with these kales anyway down here as a new structure or new items for this year. Separated some of my herbs into these pots here, and I think I'm going to concentrate with pots of herbs near the door here where I can just nip out and do some food. And we've got these grown type boxes up here on the steps. I'm really happy with the amount of food that I've produced off of that. And I've also started to plant a lot more strawberries and separate them out. So I know these ones are late varieties. These ones are the massive ones that get early on in the season. And then there's a mixture of late and earlies up there. And then these are all early varieties down here, which provide me with strawberries as early as end of, well, it's like beginning of May actually, is the earliest I've had them, so that'll be alright. Got down there another structure as well, which is like a raised bed in the corner. At the moment just chucks loads of seeds in there and see what we get. And I'm also just using this back area here as a little nursery. So we've got some sea kale that I've planted in there. Whether or not it's going to grow or not is another thing, but it's in there, the seeds. I've looked up, I should really have planted the seeds in March, but I didn't get them until well, just a couple of weeks ago, so they're in there anyway, and if they grow, they grow. If not, I've got some more spare ones anyway. And around here we've got a lot of drought tolerant plants again. Some mint, I don't need to water. Most of that is let's see, house leeks, don't need to water that. Then we've got strawberries with water retaining crystals, don't need to water that area. Winter purslane, lamb's lettuce, again minimal watering or no watering. And then down here we've got yeah, so more winter purslane, winter purslane again, and some parsley mixed in there and there. And they've also got some lettuce growing along here. I don't think this is winter lettuce. And finally, this is the my sedum front lawn, and that's what it looks like right now. Right, take care and bye.